Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Andy Roo channel. Today, we're talking about something that no one has talked about before. I'm actually very surprised to see that nobody has really thought too much about this as something to pay attention to in the show. We know that Cobra Kai has side characters, and a lot of them have become more important characters. Those being Mitch, Chris, Bert, Nate, and Rickenberger. They're all great characters, but no one has ever paid too much attention to these characters. They are known in the show as Big Red and Little Red, or the Ginger Twins. They are played by Christopher Ryan Lewis and Shane Donovan Lewis. It is possible that their last names are either Caldwell or Johnson because Counselor Blatt said those names, along with Eli, were free to go in episode 4 of season 3. You may ask, why should I pay attention to these characters? Well, let me tell you why. So they came into season 2 together, joining Cobra Kai. When Daniel came in ranting over what happened to his dojo, we obviously see that he took a lot of students with him. Chris left, Nate left, and one of the Ginger Twins left. Little Red was the one who switched over to Miyagi-Do, but he didn't take his twin with him. Why is that? The show let us see that this split caused a lot of conflict between relationships. Chris and Mitch were once best friends turned rivals. It's the same for Hulk and Dimitri as well. It sucks losing friends, but why didn't the show emphasize more on the Ginger Twins? They were actual twin brothers, and one of them decided to switch dojos. I'm 100% sure that they would have a rivalry as well, but this one would be different because they are actually brothers other than friends. There's a good chance that they live together. I mean, they're still in school, so it's not like one of them is living on their own. Can you imagine how awkward that is at home? Think of the one Drake and Josh episode, Foam Finger, where Drake and Josh started fighting over the foam finger because they found out that they were both the reason they hated going to baseball games. You would have to watch the episode to understand what I'm talking about. It's really funny, and there's a lot of jokes in the show that hold up today. Anyways, my point is that it can't be all fine and dandy at home when they are each other's own rival dojos. How does mom put up with that? More importantly, how is she okay with them being in two different dojos? If it was my mom, you better believe she's making my ass be in the same dojo as my brother, especially if one of them is free. Hell, if my mom was their mom, she would definitely make both of them join Miyagi-Do because that's less money she has to spend on karate. Why would she pay for her son to take a different karate class when his brother's doing it for free at a different dojo? It's just common sense. There are a lot of things we have to take into consideration though. Maybe she doesn't even know. Maybe Big Red pays for his own lessons and they pretend that they get along so they don't get in trouble. Much like what Dimitri did with Hulk at school. Here's the thing though. That shit would only fool mom for so long. Mothers know their sons and whether or not they are getting along. I think she would eventually find everything out. I'm sure the whole valley knows about the school fight, but neither of them are really involved in it. My point is that mom has to be kept in the loop somehow. Let's say that there's more to this story though. If that's the case, then my question is, why doesn't Cobra Kai give any attention to this story? Regardless, it's still pretty interesting that two brothers are complete opposites in different dojos. What if they don't even live with each other? What if their mom and dad are divorced and each of them live with the other parent? Well, first I'd like to say that this would never happen. They both go to the same school and are twins. No way would they be separated, but you never know. That would clear up a lot of stuff I talked about, but realistically, I don't think that would happen. Maybe they just live with their dad who doesn't care what they do with themselves. Nevertheless, I'm just saying that this is pretty interesting. Even at the end of season 3, where they all come together and join Miyagi-Fang, or whatever their dojo is going to be called, we see all the rivalries end, except for the one between the brothers. Tell me that this isn't interesting. Big Red is pure Cobra Kai, and Little Red is a part of the combined dojo, but was a Miyagi-Do student. Maybe we will get more of their story in season 4, but I always found this super interesting. Their rivalry hasn't ended yet. There has to be some resolution. They are literally twin brothers, except the one is just a little more psycho. Let me elaborate. When Hulk beat down Brooks to a bloody pulp, everyone was in shock and disgust, except Big Red. He's the only one not uncomfortable with what happened, and even gives Hulk a heads up and approval. I mean, even the psycho Tori thought it was a little too far. Talk about a psychopath, am I right? But here we have Little Red being super happy just to do kata. I mean, look at that smile. Who gets that happy doing breathing exercises? Certainly not his brother. Look at how different they are. If anything, it shows that each brother is the epitome for each dojo's philosophy. One is about showing no mercy and having strength. The other is about inner peace and no violence. Why doesn't anyone else talk about this? Please let me know if I'm the only one who's noticed this in the show. Now, I'm sure someone probably made the actor laugh on set and they just left it in, but it's still in the show. We have to count it as something the character did. Even the slumber party at the LaRusso house is technically canon. It's in the show, but it's a mistake. There were a lot of tiny little screw-ups throughout the show that shouldn't have been there. I won't get into it in this video, but I hope there aren't as many in Season 4. Anyways, there's a good hidden story in the show that not many people, or even the writers, probably even realized. There's so much they could do with the story, in my opinion. How are they going to reconcile? I mean, they are brothers, they have to. Maybe they have to come together at some point for their own family's sake. You never know. I guess we will see in Season 4 if their story is emphasized more, or if they're just going to completely ignore it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then kick the ever-living shit out of that like button, along with subscribing. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, because I know some people have missed some videos because of it. If you wanted to stay in contact with me outside of YouTube, then you can follow my Instagram as well. I'll have my username in the description below. Until the next video, peace.